Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our kids stream, our family stream this morning. We know that faith formation happens in families. It happens everywhere, of course. But if we are talking together as parents and children and as siblings and as grandparents and as family friends, if we are talking about these matters of faith, that is how we build the language and the vocabulary that will go with us for the rest of our lives. Today, we again are hearing about Moses, and we have the Krauses today with us to tell us a little bit about that. You may notice that we forgot to change some of the wording on the screen. So again, this is the Krauses, not the Wheelers. Wheelers, thank you very much for helping us last week. But here are the Krauses who will be helping us today.
Sunday school families, happy birthday week to Carson Cleverly. The book of Exodus is filled with stories of Moses. This week we will learn about the burning bush, the 10 plagues, and the Red Sea.
Stories of the Bible. Moses and the Exodus. This is Moses, who was an Israelite born in Egypt in a time when Israelite boys were not supposed to live.
Wait, huh?
Moses, however, grew up in the palace of the Pharaoh, the very man who was enslaving the Israelite people. When Moses grew up, he made a big mistake.
Uh-oh.
So Moses ran away from Egypt to the land of Midian. After many years, an angel of the Lord appeared to Moses and told him to go back to Egypt to free the Israelites. After much protesting, God granted Moses his brother Aaron to speak on his behalf. So Moses went to Egypt. And on his way there, he met Aaron, who was ready to do whatever God wanted him to do. The Israelites were slaves to the Egyptians, but God had a special plan for Moses.
Hey, everyone, huh?
After rallying God's people to them, Moses and Aaron went to the Pharaoh. And said, "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, has said. Let my people go." And Pharaoh made the Israelites work harder because of this.
Hey, where are you? Huh?
The foremen of the Israelite slaves were angry with Moses and Aaron for causing this trouble. So Moses cried out to God and asked why this was happening. But God said, "You will see what I will do. I am the Lord. I will deliver you from slavery."
Wow, okay. Hey!
Moses told this to the people,
Hey!
but they were so discouraged that they didn't listen to him.
Whatever.
God told Moses to go to Pharaoh and to do exactly as he said. So Moses and Aaron went to the Pharaoh.
Hey!
God told them to take the staff and throw it down before Pharaoh.
Huh?
Pharaoh was not impressed. He called his wise men and sorcerers, and they did the same thing.
Hooga.
But Aaron's staff swallowed up the sorcerer's staff. Yet Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he would not listen to them.
Shoot.
Just as God had said. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Go to the banks of the Nile River and meet Pharaoh."
Hey, Pharaoh! Oh, man!
Moses and Aaron did just as God had said. But again, Pharaoh's magicians did the same miracle and Pharaoh refused to let God's people go. So God sent 9 more plagues to Egypt to show his power. Even with all the suffering, Pharaoh's heart stayed hard and he would not let the people go. On the night of the last plague, Pharaoh woke up and heard a great cry in Egypt.
Oh, no.
For there was not a house in Egypt where someone was not dead. Pharaoh summoned Moses and Aaron and told them to be gone with the Israelites. So the Israelites left Egypt immediately and made their way to the promised land, taking with them many riches from Egypt, and they took Joseph's bones as they had promised him many years before. But after they had gone, Pharaoh changed his mind and readied his army to take back the Israelites. When the Israelites saw Pharaoh and his armies come, they were terrified. But God made a way for them. Through all of this, the Israelites saw the great power of their God, the one true God, and they put their trust in Moses, his servant.
Wow, there was a lot going on in that story. Let's recap. We saw God, Moses, Israelite slaves, and the ruler of Egypt called Pharaoh. God talked to Moses in an unusual way through a burning bush. Sometimes it's hard to say yes when God calls on us, but remember, God calls on humble, ordinary people to do extraordinary things.
Right. Thank you so much, Krauses, for sharing that story with us today. I'm going to have you take a few seconds here. Well, I have my phone out, and I'm going to set a timer, all right? And I'm going to give you at least 45 seconds as a family with the people around you to just talk about what did you find interesting in that story? What do you remember from that story? So I'm setting my timer. Make sure to talk for that whole 45 seconds, okay? Talk. All right. Hopefully you had some good ideas there as a family for the things that you found interesting in that story. I'm going to give you a little more time here as well to talk as a family about what you might want to pray about this week. All right? So, in this story, we have God who calls Moses. All right? So perhaps you could think about praying about listening for God's voice in your life. We have some people, right, the Israelites, who are treated very poorly by the Egyptians and by Pharaoh. Are there some people that you know that sometimes are treated poorly? Are there some people perhaps in your class, at school, or at preschool, or at daycare? Are there people who just aren't treated very well? Maybe you could pray for them. Maybe, in this story, there's Pharaoh, the person that doesn't do the treating well, the person who's kind of mean. Are there people that you know that sometimes are a bit mean? Maybe they could be prayed for too. God calls us to pray for everyone, for both those who are being victims and hurt, for those that are in prison. But God also calls us to pray for those who are sometimes being the ones that hurt. All right? So, I want you to think here as a family, I'm going to give you another 45 seconds to talk about who you might want to pray for this week. All right, so hopefully you have some ideas, and if you don't, continue to talk about those things throughout the week. And make sure to do the praying, all right? And if you're gonna just pray individually, how about families just ask each other throughout the week, oh, have you prayed for so-and-so? Have you prayed for this? All right? Or maybe if you're praying together as a family, just remember to do so. Who's ready to sing? All right, we have a little Pharaoh coming your way, so get your stretch on. Make sure that you got your oh babies ready to go. And here we're going to sing a little Pharaoh, now that you know a little bit more about this story. Good morning. This morning we're going to sing a song about Moses, who reminds us that God sets us free so we can set other people free as well. So, here we go. It's a little song called Pharaoh, and we're going to do some actions. You're going to have to do some of this, like you're in Egypt, all right, like you're walking like an Egyptian. And then you're going to do something like this that looks like an O, and then you're going to say baby, like you're rocking the baby. And then you're going to say, we gotta go, like get out of town. We got to leave this Egypt land. Then we go, huh. And then we do, yeah. All right? So it goes like this. Pharaoh, oh, baby said we gotta go. Huh. Yeah. Pharaoh, oh, baby said we gotta go. Huh. Yeah. Well, a burning bush told me just the other day that I should come over here and stay. I got to get my people out of Pharaoh's hands and lead them all to the promised land. I said, Pharaoh, oh, baby said we gotta go. Huh. Yeah. Pharaoh, oh, baby said we gotta go. Huh. Yeah. Oh, me and God's people going to the Red Sea, and Pharaoh's army was a-chasing me. So I raised my rod, stuck it in the sand, and all God's people walked across on dry land. I said, Pharaoh, oh, baby said we gotta go. Huh. Yeah. Pharaoh, oh, baby said we gotta go. Huh. Yeah. Well, Pharaoh's army was a-coming too. So what do you think that I should do? So I raised my rod and I cleared my throat, and all Pharaoh's army did the dead man's float. I said, Pharaoh, oh, baby said we gotta go. Huh. Yeah. Pharaoh, oh, baby said we gotta go. Huh. Yeah. All right, thank you so much for singing with us today, for joining us together. Now we're going to leave, so if you would like to finish as a family, just saying a quick prayer together, thanking God for this time you had, and praying that God would call you this week to help those who need a little bit more freedom, just like the Israelites did. Go in peace, serve the Lord.